So something that's important for our own boundaries and part of self-care is accepting the limits of what we're able to do. We need to readily accept, what our own capacity is and that there's only so much that we can do simply because it's going to be harder to cope when things aren't going the way that you'd want them to. Whether the person doesn't acknowledge that there's a problem, whether they aren't seeking treatment, whether they've relapsed and they're not getting back onto their original plan. It can be very hard if you, again, the more that you love the person, the closer they are to you in your life, it is going to be naturally hard to watch them suffer, basically, right? So on that note, a few reminders that might be helpful for practicing acceptance is putting it into objective reality. So the reality is that might be helpful. A few different reality facts is that if we look at medication, if we look at therapy, we look at the groups, we look at the treatment centers, I don't think we've cured mental illness. We haven't. There's so many people, majority of people, more than half of people are on antidepressants in North America,
Wow.
yet has antidepressants cured depression? No, it hasn't. So we know that mental health is important. We know that mental illness is a long journey, it's a lifetime journey, and people are going to have ups and downs. And because it's something that we can't easily put a cast on, can't just take a pain pill for, we can't just, take a puffer. It's hard. It's hard because there's no quick fix. And remembering that can be helpful. That
Months.
the best that we can do is what's within our own capability. Like I can do my best to have good times with them, to be connected with them, to be a good listener to them, to be there should they ever fall. I can't, just like there's no doctor or treatment center in the world can't prescribe wellness. They can't prescribe happiness. Nobody can hand it to you. Neither can you. So being with them is all you can do, and it's the best thing you can do. So if you put that into perspective, that can help people to cope. One analogy metaphor that I like is the idea that this person may be like visiting you in your home out in the middle of nowhere, and they may want to explore. They may have an adventurous spirit. They may want to see different places. You may have some tips and pointers saying, the swamp might not be a good place, or this place is full of wolves or something, but they may venture there anyways. And they may fall, they may get bit, they may be out late at night, they may be covered in mud, they may be covered with scrapes and bruises. But what that person that you're supporting just needs to have and to know is that they can come home to you. You want to
I
be
like
like
that.
home to that person, right? It's that at the end of the day, can I come home to rest? Can I come home to a reliable support? Can I come home to somebody that isn't going to judge me for venturing too far? Can I come here at 7 p.m.? Can I come here at 3 a.m.? Right? Now, your boundaries are going to differ for everybody. So you may not be somebody that can, especially if you work like a Monday to Friday job, you might have kids. You can't have people calling you all the time at like 2, 3 in the morning. And just as an example, right? So making sure that you have good boundaries about what is acceptable and what's not, except for emergency situations, as an example. So that's something that everybody has to explore on their own, and what you are fine with, like what you are actually comfortable with, without any kind of guilt. Like don't guilt yourself. You want to do the best that you can with what you have and what you're capable of. Just because somebody might be open to doing something one way doesn't mean that you can. Besides, different life situations, there's even just at the very basics, introversion versus extroversion, right? Someone who's more introverted is going to have less of a social battery, smaller social battery than someone who's more extroverted. I'm very extroverted. That's why
Me as well.
I work at 4 different hospitals, and I'm
Makes
constantly
sense.
doing this. But
Checked out.
somebody who's more introverted, they won't have the same battery that I do, and that's just a natural thing. So there isn't any point at which a person will find recovery. We don't know. Are we? It's just that I don't know at what point you're going to be there. I don't know when you're going to be feeling this way or that way. I don't know anything about the future. What I can promise you is that I'll be with you every step of that way. That's how I want to approach supporting a loved one. And I want to put into perspective that I'm with you. I
I love
can't
that.
do this for you. I can't do this for you. I can't give it to you as much as I wish that I could. I cannot. Right.
There's that feeling that you wish you had a magic wand of some sort,
Yeah. We
you
all
know.
do, right? Nobody likes
Yeah.
to see their loved one suffer.
Right, and it's not like other like ailments that someone might have where you can go and get a blood test and here's your antibiotics. But I really love how you put that they always feel like there's like a home to come to, or someone along the way. And it sounds like it's very much a journey, but just knowing that someone's there to support them can make a huge difference. So I really loved that analogy, and yeah, I'll definitely use that. So
Yeah,
um,
definitely. I haven't copyrighted it, so it's definitely okay.
If you want to hear more stories, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. To support more youth by youth led projects, visit us at youthspeak.ca, where you can donate and spread youth mental health awareness.
YouthSpeak Charity. Speak, inspire, change.